In this video, we're going to cover pages, normal pages, adding new pages, as well as some special pages with some special fields like the home page, for instance. So here we are in the back end of WordPress in our admin panel. So we just finished going over posts. Now we're going to go over the Pages tab. So if we click on Pages, this is going to show us all of the pages that we have in here, okay? We have, for instance, the gallery page. Anything with a dash under it signifies that this is a child of the page above it. So Ball Pythons is a child of the gallery page. So here are all of our pages in here. If we end up with if we add a few more pages, then at the bottom down here, we'll have the option of going to page 1 and page 2. I think it displays about 18 pages worth on here. So our home page is a very special page because it has some different options for our website. So we're going to click on Home. Now, on our main website here, we're going to click on Home as well so we can see what we're viewing. So all of this text in this section, this intro text, is being pulled from the home page. So if we want to change that intro text, we can simply change it right here. And again, we can take text and we can make it bold or italic or whatever we want. On the side over here, we can select a parent page. So for instance, if this was a Ball Python page and we were going to make the gallery a parent, we could select that. However, we're just going to leave it alone. In fact, for the way the website is currently set up, we shouldn't actually need to add any other pages. We also have several templates. We have a full page template that goes the full width without any sidebar. We have the R collection template that is designed specifically for the collection page. The Learning Center template, which is designed specifically for the Learn page. And we also have a featured image. However, featured images are not used on pages, so we can leave that alone, only for posts. So now we're going to go down and we have a couple different sections. This one section is called Header Images. So these images are what we use at the very top of the header. Now, these aren't the header images just for the home page. These are the header images throughout the entire site. And currently, we have the code set up so that when we specify these header images, it doesn't pull them in order, but rather it pulls them in a random order. That way, each time we load a page, we see a different set of pictures first. So our first image here, we can hit Select File. And this will allow us to load up a new file over this existing one, but we don't want to do that. We can choose Edit, and this will show us the image, and we can change the title on it if we want it to be something else or the alternate text. We go back to Pages, and then back into Home. Really what we want to do here is add new images or delete images. So if we hit Add, a little box pops up and we can hit Select File. Now granted, this isn't an image that we want to use in here, but we're going to take in our favorite construction guys just for demonstration purposes. And then all we have to do is hit Save All Changes. And then we can close this out. And our construction guys have not been inserted. One more time. Here we go. We don't want Save All Changes. We actually want to use Insert into Post. Sorry, there's a lot to this website. So we'll click Insert into Post, and now we can see that our image has been inserted in here. Normally, with these type of images that we add, we can click on them and reorder the images. However, in this case, it's not going to make any difference since we have the images pulling in a random order. If we want to clear the image, we can hit Clear. So we can choose Select File and drag a new image in. And then hit Insert into Post. And our image reappears. However, if we just simply want to delete the entire image, we can move over to the trash can icon, click that. It'll ask us if we want to remove this field group, we'll hit OK. And our image has been removed. Our next section down here is the slider images. Now the slider images are going to be, you guessed it, the big images here in the slider. So we have the image, we have the title, such as here where it says Spider Clown Ball Python, and then we have our description. here we have a little helper text saying that our images should be at just over 1,000 pixels wide and 380 pixels high at 72 dots per inch for the best results. If we load up an image that is larger than this, that is not a problem because our software built our code that we wrote will automatically resize and zoom crop the image. But if we keep it within these proportions, we'll have much more fine-grained control over how the image is cropped. Now we have our title, Candy Ball Python, and our caption. If we leave out either one of these, it will simply adjust the size of the box, of this semi-transparent box here. So we can have as much or as little content as we'd like. And with these images, they are pulled in order. So our Candy Ball Python, if we go back to our home page and refresh, the Candy Ball Python is the first snake that appears. So if we want to change the order of these, maybe we want the Spider Clown, which actually probably isn't a spider clown in looking at it, but that's all right. So we'll simply grab it on these little dots here until we turn into get a 4 cross arrow, and we'll click and we'll drag it up. And sometimes you got to drag up a little higher than the other image for it to stay. And then we'll let go, and now we've changed the order. And if we get to the bottom here and we decide we want to add more, we'll go up here under Slider Images and we'll hit Add. This will open up a new box. We can add a new title, Sample Post, new little caption, hit Select File, drag our image in, hit Insert into Post, and now we have a new slider. But we really don't want this as part of our slider, so we're going to hit the trash can icon to remove the group, and we'll hit OK. And that's all there is to it. Now we're going to scroll back up to the top, and we'll hit Update. And that will save any of the changes that we've made to the home page. Now if we go back to the Pages section, we're going to see some of these other pages. The About Roos's Reptiles page, for instance. We'll click on that. Now we're going to click on Roos's Reptiles and go to our About Us page so we can see what we're looking at. So we have our page title here, and the page title here at the top is pulled from the title that we set up top here. This section here, the first paragraph, we decided to bold, which is why the B is bolded. So we can uncheck that to unbold it, or we can rebold it. We can take text and decide we want to italicize the entire thing. We can change the heading to a heading 2 or a heading 3. Or we can change it back to normal paragraph text. And that's really all there is to it in this section. So we'll hit Update. Now if we go back to our pages, we'll see some of these other pages here in our gallery. For instance, we have the Ball Pythons page in our gallery. This page has this funky little code in here. Anything under the gallery pages should be left alone because we're going to manage the gallery when we come down to this section in the sidebar called Gallery. And in this section here, it's going to manage all of these pages and create them. So any of the pages under Gallery should not be touched at this point. So we're going to click on All Pages. We're going to go to Our Collection. The Our Collection page you'll see is blank. The sole purpose of this page is just as a placeholder. Notice also on the right hand side we've used a template. Instead of the default template, we've used the Our Collection template since we're on the Our Collection page. So this template has special code and it's pulling up content from other parts of the website. So this is one of the pages that should simply be left alone. Any content added in here will not display anywhere on the website. So we're going to go back to All Pages. So all these pages here under the Gallery section are pages that are going to be managed in another section. The same thing is true with the Learning Center. If we look here at the Learning Center, the only thing from the Learning Center is we can see that we have text up here that's pulled in saying read our care sheets and explore our research, yada yada yada. This is simply some sample text. So if we go to the Learning Center page, we'll see this text right here. We can change this text to say whatever we want, but this is just going to be general text that will show up at the beginning of the Learning Center. We're going to go back to all pages to show the rest of the pages. And we're going to go down. We have our terms page, our contact us page, our what's new page. And our what's new page, again, is simply going to be we're not going to pull any text. This what's new page is what's going to populate all the images in our sidebar. So if we click over here, we have our featured animals. So all of these images in here. And we'll see the title at the bottom, Patternless Skink. So when we go back to edit page, we can see new pics. So we can see the first one here is the Patternless Skink. Again, these animals we can change the order of. And now if we go up here and hit update, and then go back to the Learning Center or any page, because this is in the sidebar widget, and we're going to refresh this. And now we'll see that this image is before the Patternless Skink image. So we're going to go back to our admin panel. And this is the same thing as the home page. If we want to add new, we can either change the title, we can select a new file, or we can hit add to add in a new. We can call sample animal. We can hit select file for the image, drag our image in, hit insert into post, and now we have our new featured construction guides, which we really don't want in there, so we'll hit the trash can to delete them. And for these images here, we can add as many as we'd like, but it's important to remember that these images display 3 wide, so for the best look, it's important to add 3 images at a time. If we added one more image, it would push this box down by one more and we'd have 2 empty spots. So every time you add, you should be adding 3 at a time so you get the best, cleanest look. And I wouldn't go much more than this. If the images start going on too long, it's going to be too cumbersome and take up too much space in the sidebar. And that's it for this video.